Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about checking for diastasis recti. I'm just going to show you a quick way to check for yourself at home, and I'm going to write a blog post with a lot more information about this than I'm going to talk about in the video because it's much easier than having, a 20-minute video talking about it. So right in this video, I'm just going to show you how to check on your own, and if you want more information, I will put the blog post in the link or in the description below. So check that out if you want to. And I will say also before we get started, if you are very newly postpartum, do not check for diastasis recti. Everyone's abs separate somewhat during pregnancy. It just depends on the degree because they have to make room for baby. So if you're freshly postpartum, do not check for this. You're going to find a gap. It hasn't had a chance to come back together yet. If you're not within 10 to 12 weeks postpartum, don't check for this. Wait until after that. So after 10 to 12 weeks, I say 12, then you can check for it. And the other thing I will say is don't consistently check for this, every single day, checking, even when you're starting to work on closing it, because you're just poking and prodding it from, the outside rather than the inside. So you can still cause, damage checking every day. And it's really not necessary. Nothing's going to happen in one single day. So yeah, there we go. We're going to go ahead and get started. So first things first, you're going to lie on your back, feet flat on the floor, knees bent, just like this. I'm gonna hope that I'm in well in the video. You probably don't want giant high pants. It's not gonna do you any good. It's not gonna help. And so what you're gonna do here is while you're just laying down, relax, you're going to start up here where your transverse and your abs come together at your rib cage. And then you're going to go all the way down to like a very low underwear line. And you're going to walk down the midline of your abs, checking to see if there is a separation at all. You can walk down, you can walk back up, just whatever helps you to kind of feel it. So while you're doing this, you're checking for a separation, you're checking for, if there is a separation, you're checking for kind of the integrity of the connective tissue, the linea alba that runs right here. So if your fingers sink really deep in, the integrity is probably a little bit weaker than if you feel a gap, but your fingers don't sink in much. So that's going to be the first little part of it. So you're checking for a gap, and you're checking for the depth which your fingers do or don't sink in. So after that, you're just going to pick up your chin here. And you're going to do the same thing. You're walking down. And this is not like a crunch. Your abs are not, engaging and trying to crunch up. You're just lifting and trying to put your chin to your chest. So again, you're walking down, trying to feel. And I'm showing this a little bit quickly, but I mean, if you need to, feel like, is that a gap? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just one finger. Maybe it's three. You take your time. And remember, there's going to be a little natural depth at the belly button, just a little bit. So remember that. If everything's great, and then all of a sudden at your belly button, you're like, well, I feel a tiny little bit of get depth here. It's probably nothing. So that's how you're going to check. First, you're going to check lying down, and then you're going to chin to chest and check that way as well. I will add kind of a close-up in here, which you probably already saw because I will have already shown it. But that is how you're going to check, and so you're looking for the depth and you're looking for the gap. And I will say too, and I'll put this in the blog post as well, there's a bug in here. I had the door open. But you don't panic if you feel like you think there's a gap or you think that your fingers sink into the tissue. You also want to remember that there is probably loose skin still. There's probably some, extra belly fat there that you have to remember and kind of try to distinguish if that's what it is, or, just remember to take all things into account and consideration when you're doing this. And then you are checking at home to see if you think you need to have a professional help you or a professional assess you. So if you don't feel a big gap, or even if you do or you don't, I still highly encourage everyone to really connect to that deep core, especially in pregnancy and postpartum. It's important for everyone to know how their core works and to connect to it correctly through daily life and exercise.
But in pregnancy and postpartum, preventing that intra-abdominal pressure from going haywire and really controlling it and moving it where it's supposed to go while we're moving throughout the day and in exercise really helps to prevent diastasis and heal it postpartum. So, and to allow it to heal because you're not constantly letting that pressure poke out at the linea alba right here. If that sounded crazy to you because you've never watched any of my deep core playlists, there's just 3 videos on there right now, but please go ahead and watch those. They'll give you a good little understanding, a base level understanding of your deep core and how to connect to it for exercise and daily life. So check those out. Please, again, don't contest yourself for this every single day. And don't freak out if you feel like there might be a gap. There's always, a way to help to heal that, to bring it back together. Even if you're, 5, 10 years postpartum, you can start working on that. So guys, I hope this was helpful. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions below. I will do my best to answer them, and I will see you next time.